In this episode, we look at light stands for use in the studio.
AdoramaTV presents Exploring Photography with Mark Wallace, where you will learn innovative techniques on shooting a wide range of photography.
Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Exploring Photography. I'm Mark Wallace. Well, on Photo on the Go with Joe McNally, episode 129, he talked about light stands for location shooting. He talked about the difference between a normal stand and a C stand, and his assessment was to use a C stand, and I can't agree more. In fact, a long time ago when I started shooting in the studio, I started with normal light stands like this. Now, for different reasons than Joe, I moved to the C stand and eventually a Baby Junior triple riser, and the reason for that is originally when I started working with normal light stands like this, I found that when I started shooting a lot, when I was using these things 6-7 times a week, every single day, throwing it in and out of trucks and trailers, that they were wearing out. So the middle column here is a nice lightweight aluminum, but it was bending with being beaten up. So what happened was the center column stopped working on me. And so that was a sort of a pain. And then also, they don't have the same kind of flexibility as a C stand or a Baby Junior triple riser. And so I decided to stop using those stands and start using C stands. Hi everybody, it's Mark Wallace. Make sure you check out Adorama's latest contest. You could win some great prizes. Now the nice thing about C stands is they're much beefier, and as Joe talked about in his video, you can put on this little boom arm right here, and you have a grip head that you can do things with. And the nice thing about this is these are actually a standardized size that happen to coincide with your light. And so it's the same as the little pin on a normal light stand. And so instead of using a little grip head like Joe did, I actually just throw my lights right on the end of the C stand like this, and it's ready to go. And so I can move that about. And the reason I don't use the grip head and the pin like Joe does is actually my Pro-Photo lights can articulate really well, and so it's not really necessary, but you still have that option if you want to use the other side with a little pin on there so you can articulate that as well. Now the problem with this is once you get your light on there and you maybe get a generator on there and a sandbag and you're in the studio and you're trying to do multiple lighting setups during the day, is these start to get really heavy. In fact, if I show you a setup that's already done. So here's a B1 head with a softbox and a sandbag. This thing, it's about, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 pounds, something like that. And you start putting like 4x6 softboxes and large light modifiers on there, you're gonna get a hernia. And I know that because I actually got a hernia moving light stands around. So what I did is I started to use my C stands just for grip. What is grip? Well, grip are things like flags and scrims and reflectors and things like that. And this little head on here is called a grip head because it actually has a standardized standard size, and so grip actually goes right in there. And so for things like flags and scrims, you can put those wherever you want, and it works great. Put a sandbag on there that's not gonna move, and you can still move your lights around. Now what I did is I moved to the Baby Junior triple riser from Matthews. And I'll tell you why Matthews stand in a second. And the reason I love these guys is they're heavy duty, they'll take massive abuse, and they have wheels and they lock. So now you can roll those guys around. It's called a triple riser because you have 1, 2, 3 risers, and this goes way up in the air, so you can get different sizes. And so you can put a lot of weight really high in the air, and then you can move it around without giving yourself any kind of back problems. You can also get these smaller, shorter ones. It's a little bit beefier. And these we use for things that are a little bit lower to the ground, specifically televisions and tether tables. And so I have a tether table over here that we've got set up. And so you can use these guys for all kinds of different configurations. So I have this on here. The other thing you can do is you can use these like Tinker toys, and that's why I love Matthews stands. So let me show you, I have this guy right here configured with my ring flash. And so what I've done here is I have my ring flash set with a grip head, and I've got a little brass extender there, so I've got that there. I have a full articulation, so I can move this however I want to. So I can move up and down and to the side, so that's terrific. And then once I get it set, I can just move it around. And I've got my pack here set with this Manfrotto Super Clamp. And so the nice thing is you can use and mix and match different brands. This is a Manfrotto Super Clamp with a U-hook, and that just clamps right onto the light stand there, and you can put almost anything you want. Now, if you do this on a normal light stand and you tighten it down too much, it's gonna crush the center column, but on your Matthews stands, you can tighten it down as tight as you want. It's gonna be rock solid. You can also get something like this. This is a little extension, so if you want to put another pin out, maybe for a a different light or reflector, you can actually stick this right on your stand. It locks down, and now you've got essentially another pin there to add a different light. It's great for butterfly light and also for a clamshell light, so I use it that way. The other thing I'm going to show you is this is a fully loaded up Matthews Baby Jr. here, and this is for televisions. We've got our studio view. It's just got a normal mount, so this is from Tether Tools, and so we use this when I'm teaching or we want to show a client. We can do that. We can roll this all over the studio, and you can see that these stands are just awesome. And so I use my Matthews Baby Jr. triple riser stands every single day, and I use them because they're really versatile. They will last forever. And the other thing is you actually save money. How is that? Well, if you buy a normal stand, what I found, again, I was mentioning this earlier, they wear out over time. And so I was replacing those every couple years. Well, with your Matthews stands, they will last you for decades. And if something falls apart on them, these little parts, these little handles and stuff, they can be replaced individually, so you don't have to throw the whole stand out. You can just get one new part, you can fix it, and it keeps going for years and years and years. So over time, this is actually going to be a lot less expensive. So there you have it. My choice of light stand in the studio and on location are Matthews stands, specifically the Matthews Baby Jr. Triple Riser. That's what I use every single day. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to Adorama TV. You don't want to miss a single episode. Make sure you also check out the Adorama Learning Center. You can see all of our videos there, and you can see the video that Joe made about his location stands. It's episode 129 of Photo on the Go with Joe McNally, and I will see you again next time. Things like, what are they called? Scrims and reflectors and things like that, but not lights. And I transitioned to, I should probably start over with that, huh? It's called, I can't think of one. Flags. Flags.
Yeah, let me just double check.
That's going to be on the blooper reel.
Do you want great looking prints at low cost? Be sure to visit our easy to use online printing service. Adorama Pix has professionals who treat your images with the utmost care that you can count on. For a quick turnaround on photos, cards, or albums, use AdoramaPix.com.